We're making sure that we're not obligated to the inmate, that we're not dependent on the inmate. But that's why we're put in this position. We have to be better than them. Because if we don't respect ourselves, we can't expect the public to. How you guys doing today? It's Anthony Gangi, host of Tier Talk, and I had a great conversation on my Tier Talk Facebook page. It was a gentleman who is new to the job, and he feels that his peers, his support, they're not professional with the inmates. And I asked to be specific in regards to what do you mean they're not being professional? And he says that they play a lot of jokes. So they're not doing stuff that's illegal. They're just playing jokes on these inmates, and it's not this officer's style. This officer likes to remain professional at all times. And I covered a part of this concern in a little bit of a vlog I did maybe a month and a half ago, but there's something else I want to add. And I think it's something that's very relevant, not just to me and this gentleman's conversation, but also could have been added about a month ago in that last vlog. So stand by for our sponsors, and I'm going to add that last piece of advice that I think should have been added about a month and change ago. So guys, if you haven't, please subscribe, interact, engage, comment, hit that bell. That bell's going to notify you every time I post up a video. Remember, this channel's for you, you brave men and women that work in the front line of corrections. All right, so when I come back from our sponsors, I want to give that little last piece of advice I should have given out a month ago. Stand by for our sponsors.
I wanted to attend a university that had an intelligence program. I wanted to look at problems different. I wanted to increase my critical thinking abilities. AMU offered those avenues to expand. Obtaining your degree as an adult, you're actually paying yourself and investing in yourself. You can't put a dollar on it, it's priceless. It's something that can never be taken away from you.
American Military University. Learn from the leader.
Being a corrections officer takes its toll on even the strongest individuals. The constant need to perform at the highest level, putting your life at risk in a hostile environment, and the mental scarring of traumatic experiences. 31% of corrections officers show symptoms of PTSD, and 66% of people with PTSD also suffer with a substance abuse problem. The Transformations First Responders program is specially designed to help veterans and officers heal from the grips of addiction and PTSD in a comfortable, supportive, and serene setting. You are not alone. If you have questions about the services we offer, give us a call at 866-762-8454 to get more information on this affordable and life-changing program.
Thank you guys for listening to my sponsors. So the message is, it's tough. You know, this officer was very professional. We were having this great dialogue. We discussed a lot about how he carries himself. And his concern is that those he works around, his peers, his support, they're not as professional as he would like them to be. And his biggest concern is not doing anything illegal, just they're constantly playing jokes. And he doesn't feel comfortable enough with inmates to play jokes with them. And I agree, I've been through that. I never played jokes with inmates either. You know, let's keep this professional. I don't know the inmates well enough to be playing jokes. And I'll be honest with you, it's not the environment to play jokes. This is the environment to, got a job, let's get it done. And that job is safety and security. And in my opinion, there's no room for jokes when it comes to safety and security, because jokes could lead into that lax atmosphere, and we never want to be lax or complacent. The video I did about a month ago kind of talked about our approach. And that approach is going to that person first and letting them know how you feel, letting them know about your concerns, and seeing if there's a way you can address it. And again, you don't do it in front of the inmates. You can either do it outside of work or in a break area where there's no inmates around. That's the key. You don't want to address that staff member in front of the inmates, but you want it to be known that, hey, I'm not a big fan of how you work, and these are my concerns. If you feel that your concerns are still not being valued, and the person is just totally ignoring what you're saying, then it brings you to the next step, which is the supervisor, who is responsible for those individuals in that area, and then hoping that you bring it up to them, that they go ahead and have a look in to see what's going on. In this case here, this person has done that, and he feels that the environment itself is just laxed. It's just laxed, and he's being ignored, not just by his peers, but also by the supervisor. And it's getting to the point now where he wants to leave the profession, and I don't want that. I mean, what I'm reading from this officer seems very professional in how he carries out his duties. So the last thing I want is for someone like that to leave the profession. So the advice that was given to me back then, because this has happened to me, a lot of these concerns that come my way, I've went through. The answer to me was, hey, Gange, just be consistent with who you are. If you be consistent and you remain professional, those around you, most likely when they're around you, will be professional as well, because they know that you don't play those types of games. And I think that's important. So again, I remain professional. I remain consistent with who I am, and the people that work with me, as long as I make it known to them how I carry myself, how I am at work, they should change their ways, at least around me. And that's the key. If I can't change it when, on a permanent basis with these individuals, at least when you're around me, I'm going to tell you that I don't tolerate that type of behavior. So you better straighten up. And again, it's tough. It's one of those issues where it's not as black and white as I would like it to be. But unfortunately, that is the best bet, is you remain professional. Don't change who you are. And eventually, at least when they're around you, hopefully, nothing's 100%, they'll change their ways. What's funny is a while back, someone had mentioned to me that, Gange, when an officer or a staff member is doing something foolish, it's hard for me to believe that other professionals don't know it. And it's funny because it's not that hard to believe, because they're not going to do it around those professionals. So those professionals may not know about it because that person isn't doing it in their eyes. So I can't see it because around me, I don't tolerate it. So you change your ways when you work with me as a partner. And it's true. Sometimes you get those real professional individuals that when they're your partner, you better straighten up. Because these officers or these staff members don't tolerate games. So I'm hoping that for this person that's brought this request to me, that he stays consistent, he remains professional, and hopefully when his peers are around him, they don't act foolish. So again, my advice to you is be consistent, remain professional. And eventually, hopefully, they'll see the errors in their ways. But if not, hopefully around you, they won't play those games. That's the key. And it's sad because he's doing it how he's supposed to. He's going to his support staff, then he's going to the supervisors, and he feels that he's being ignored. And this person, from how he operates, I find this person to be a true professional. And this is a person that is aggravated and thinking about leaving the field. This is a person we want to keep in the field. So hopefully this advice we're providing is able to keep that person on the job. So guys, feel free to comment, add, do what we got to do, because this may not be someone we want leaving the field. We want people who remain professional. As always, guys, the show is here. Talk, please, if you haven't subscribed, interact, engage, comment, hit that bell. That bell will notify you every time I post a video. As always, guys, stay safe.